Welcome back, my dear friends. My name is Emmy. This is the channel Frugal Money Saver. How about that intro? Paul and I got outside a little this weekend. We went down to the Hudson River and it was glorious. The sun was shining and birds everywhere. There were seagulls and mallard ducks and eagles. And I hope that little stretch of video blessed you. It just made our day. It has been so cold here, so to get out in that 40-degree weather was just an absolute blessing. So you know me, I see something like that and I have to share it with you all. So today's video, I know you're kind of like thinking, 10 ways I have to spend money to save money, but honestly, it's true and you will save money if you apply these 10 things. Now, some of them are common sense and maybe some of you are doing them already. And then some of them, maybe you're thinking, wow, I never thought about that. And that's what I hope happens here. Now, I want to go into this before we start saying, I am not telling you to spend your money on anything. You know, that is not our mantra. That is not what we do. But if these items can enhance your life and you do have the resources, they may be something to consider. Some of them are under $5 and some of them are a little bit bigger of a purchase, but you make the decision. We are not telling you to go out and buy anything, but if it applies to your life and it can be helpful, and again, you have the resources, well, you make the decision. Okay, so number one is a food saver vacuum sealer. Now, this is probably the most expensive thing on my 10 items, but I cannot tell you the money it has saved us in not throwing out wasted food and being able to buy large packages of food like chicken breasts and ground beef at discounted prices and then packaging them into smaller packages. This is our ground beef. We buy whatever. You've seen my grocery haul, so you know how big the packages are. And then what we do is Paul is actually in charge of the food saver. Paul takes them and puts them into 8-ounce packages, and then we seal them. This is from December. Look at this. It's like we just put it in there.
No freezer burn.
I'm sorry, Paul?
No freezer burn.
No, it's amazing. Here's a chicken breast. I mean, we do one chicken breast at a time. This is something that really works for us. It really does. And in the long run, we save a ton of money. Now, you can find them for well under $100. You don't need a giant one with bells and whistles. You just need a simple one. Now, I know some people say, well, you can just take a plastic bag and put a straw in it, suck the air out, and I understand that. But when you're dealing with raw meat, chicken, things like that, I don't know if I want to be sucking air out of a package of chicken breasts. But that's your choice. This is just our opinion. So this is number one on something that you can purchase that will definitely save you money in the long run. Now, make sure if you are considering buying something like this, shop around, find the best price. Don't just grab the first one you see. There are sales all the time. And also the replacement freezer rolls that go with it. We wait until there's a buy one, get two free, and then we stock up then. And they have those sales quite often. So you just have to be patient, wait. If this is something you'd like to invest in, they are a money saver as far as we're concerned. Number two, an indoor drying rack for your clothes if you cannot hang them outside year round. I've said this before, the dryer is one of the biggest electricity users of all the appliances in your home, of pretty much anything in your home, and that means money. Now, you can find, again, tons of different dryer racks. Under $10, you can look for them in thrift stores, you can look for them at garage sales. That's how I found ours. We have a wooden one that you can fold clothes over, and then I also have this one. What that does, I'm able to hang up things I don't want to crease in, like my blouses and things like that, And that I got for $5 at an estate sale. It sits in my guest room because we don't have any guests right now, and I am able to utilize it. And my blouses hang beautifully, my flannels, everything, and there is no electricity being used, which is just such a bonus. So think about investing in a drying rack for indoors. Number 3, a digital kitchen scale. This is one we use. The price is still on the back. We paid $1.99 for this at Goodwill. $1.99. Now, why a digital kitchen scale? So often there are ingredients we need to measure when we're baking, especially breads, cakes, cupcakes, whatever, and you're baking from scratch. 2 cups scooping method may not equal the ounces you should be using. So when I do baking and things like that, I will use my digital scale to weigh my ingredients instead of just scooping and tossing, because so many times it will come out too wet or too dry. And this is a minimal purchase that will save you big in the long run. A baked good that comes out yucky and nobody eats and you're feeding to the birds is a total waste of money. Also, when I have to weigh things and separate them equally, if I am making, let's say, rolls, and each roll needs to be hypothetically 4 ounces, well, then I will weigh each little one 4 ounces so they're nice and uniform when they come out. And one's not like this and one's like this. A digital scale can be found for well under $10. And even for portion control. So often, if I am eating something and I'm like, I shouldn't be eating this, well, let me at least do the correct portion size so I'm not just sitting and eating. And I know most of you don't have that problem, but so I'm keeping it real. It's great for portion control as well. Number 4, a small thermometer for your refrigerator, your freezer, and your oven. These are crucial to accurate cooking times. Temperature of our stoves can vary, and with that little thermometer in there, you can see exactly what your oven is reading temperature. They run less than $5. Have the small freezer in the other room, and I keep one in there all the time, making sure that registers 0. You could think that it's good and you walk in and it feels a little soft and oh my gosh, the food's up to 32 degrees. Something happened with your freezer and everything may not be fully defrosted, but you know you have a problem and you don't want to lose all that food. Very, very important for a minimal amount of investment. And the same thing with the oven. When you put it in the oven, you're knowing, oh wow, my oven is 25 degrees off. I need to up it or lower it to make sure that I am cooking things correctly and thoroughly. Minimal investment, maximum reward for something as simple as a $5 thermometer. Make sure you get the right one between the refrigerator, freezer, and the oven because they are 2 separate ones. Number 5, if you have a smartphone, a screen protector, and a case. A smartphone is a pretty major investment and we need to take care of it. It will save us money in the long run to not have to replace it and upgrade it because we cracked the screen or we scratched it or we dropped it and now we can't open our home page. You need to take care of these phones. And I am guilty of not being very good at that. And how many times does my husband say to me, Emmy, you need to think of this as a small computer you're carrying around. Don't think of it as like an old-fashioned telephone. He said, it is a little computer that you are carrying in your back pocket. And he's absolutely right. We need to take care of it. Now, screen protectors, you can get 2 for like $5. Cases are such a personal thing, but you want something that's going to protect it if you drop it. Some kind of rubber or plastic so that if this thing drops accidentally, then you are not having to buy a new phone or have to pay a copay on the insurance you have for the phone. It's money saved again for a minimal amount of investment. Number 6. Shoe polish, scuff cover, $5 bottle. I think it may even be less than that. Scuff cover shoe polish. We all have pairs of shoes that are like dress shoes. And I have these pair. I love these. They're just your classic pumps, but they're Anne Klein. And you can see these are well worn on the bottom, but the fronts are absolutely beautiful. The heels, this is an expensive pair of leather shoes. I am not going to cheapen the look of them by them being scuffed or scratched, dirty. A little shoe polish after you've worn them to your special occasion, and these are shoes that I don't wear every day, of course, but a little bit of shoe polish helps so much to keep them new looking. An investment on a good pair of shoes, and you want to protect it, so something like this will protect your investment for a minimal amount of money. Number 7, if you are a coffee drinker and you tend to spend time at your favorite coffee house, Starbucks, whatever, buying expensive coffees, invest in a good coffee maker. It will save you money in the long run. Let's say $100 coffee maker. So let's just say you're spending, and I'm going to be a minimalist about this, $5 3 times a week. That's $15 a week you're spending on coffee. Take that by 6 weeks. There's your coffee pot. $100, you've got a brand new coffee pot that you do not need to run out and buy your coffee elsewhere. And if you're buying a coffee pot like a Keurig that uses the little pods, make sure you buy the reusable pod and use your own coffee, because that's another waste. You use a pod, you toss it. Buy the little refillable pods and you can add your own coffee and become your own barista. Really, the amount of money you will save over time is immeasurable. Coffee is like the #1 beverage, I think, in America, and people are cashing in on your desire to drink that coffee when you can make it just as good at home with a beautiful coffee maker and some ingenuity. Number 8. Now this one is going to be debatable, and I'm sure I will hear some stuff about it. When it comes to doing our taxes, we do have an accountant do our taxes. We do. We do pay for that because in the long run, we save money. They know so much more than Paul and I know about this kind of stuff. Deductions, home improvements, there are so many different categories. So it is worth it for us to put out a little money to an accountant and have him prepare our taxes, and it is tax season. Now, some of you may do your own, and I think that is awesome. But for Paul and I, it does work, and it saves us money to pay an accountant to do our taxes, hands down. If nothing else, the aggravation alone. The stress. They know what they're doing. They have the latest software. They know all the newest rules. Now, I know, again, a lot of you do your own. I think that's wonderful. But for us, this is something that we pay a little extra for, and it does save us money in the long run. Absolutely. Number 9, if you are cutting your own hair at home and not going to the hairdresser anymore, which Paul and I now don't go to the hairdresser anymore, and no, you will never see another hair cutting video on this channel after the great debacle of 2020. Invest in a really good pair of hair cutting scissors, and you can get some for as low as $10. I am not telling you to cut your own hair. I'm not telling you that. I'm telling you, if you do cut your own hair at home, save yourself a little aggravation and you'll come out with a much better haircut if you invest in a good pair of hair cutting scissors. When you think how much a visit to the salon is, even to trim your ends, even for them to trim the ends, investing in a good pair of hair cutting scissors will save you so much money in the long run. And number 10, invest in some seeds to grow your own food. I cannot stress this one enough. I'm going to show you my fig plants that we had outside over the summer. These are my fig trees, plants, whatever. They went dormant in the fall and we brought them inside because they would freeze. Well, they think it's summer again and they are ready to go out, but it's February, so they can't. But I just wanted to show you the buckets we use. These are food safe. These 2 white ones in the front are from our local supermarket bakery. We asked if they had any buckets they throw away, and We were blessed with both of these. And the ones in the back, they had plants that they were selling that nobody had bought, and they were throwing them out. So we got those as well. I forget, I think there were tomato plants in them. I don't remember. Plants nobody bought. They were like dead. So we asked if we could have the buckets. I know that's terrible, right? You can see how well they are doing. It's amazing. They all went into hibernation around November. All the leaves dropped. And then, poof, they're back. They're ready to go outside. Ask your local grocery store in the bakery department if they have any icing buckets that they're going to throw out. They are food safe, great to grow food in. And what you want to do then is invest in some good seeds. Some that are container gardening seeds. In other words, if you're not putting out a huge garden outside and you're container gardening, which we do a lot of because it's just easier for us, we get some beautiful seeds. Maybe we'll get the bush variety of tomatoes where you're not having huge tomatoes. There's bush varieties of squash. Grow basil. Invest in growing some of your own food. It's a minimal investment, and the health benefits and the financial benefits are tenfold. There they are, 10 ways to save money by spending a little bit of money. Each of those have been tried, true, and tested by us. They have proven themselves extremely beneficial as far as saving money in our lives. Again, you know us, we would never tell you to buy anything. But these are just considerations if you are thinking of growing your own food, or you are thinking of cutting your own hair, or you are thinking of buying bigger batches of food and being able to preserve them. So they're just some things for you to consider. So I hope it was helpful. I hope it was useful and encouraging. And we want to thank you all for being here, for being a part of our channel. And yes, we did it. We hit 10,000. We did. Paul, what do you think?
That's amazing.
That's it?
Whee! I don't have any fireworks.
See, this is, you know what? Paul, we hit 10,000. What do you think?
10,000 subscribers. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Each and every one of you, thank you. Stay tuned next week. We're going to have a little celebration party. YouTube doesn't do anything for 10,000. It's when you hit 100,000 that they actually are like, pat on the back, good job. But for us, this is monumental, and we could not have done it without each and every one of you. And to those who have been with me since the beginning, and to those who have been faithful to us through the last year, thank you. We humbly thank you. Thank you, thank you. Love you so much. Keep watching those ads for us, please. We appreciate you. We wish you blessing, and stay tuned. Can't guarantee what day our party will be next week, but we'll let you know. Have a good one. Be well. Remember, we love you, and we wish you blessings. Bye-bye. So when we go out, Dixie tends to go into her crate to sleep. And there's no door on her crate, so she can come in and out as she wants, as you can see. But the best is, let's see what Dixie took in the crate with her. Dixie, what's this? Dixie, are these Mommy's socks? She has a thing for my socks like you wouldn't believe. Dixie, may Mommy have her sock back? No? No? You want it? Is that the best? I'm sorry the camera got crooked, but I had to share this. Look at her. Dixie. Oh my gosh, this dog has our heart. I'm not kidding you. She is just amazing. Okay, I just had to share that.